words. See them strummers keep me up. So I ain't got no words. I ain't got no words. I ain't got no worries. You see money right there. Yeah, that's Tucci right there. Turn it up, that's Batman right there. We ain't got no worries. You see pussy right there.
Yeah. What's up? What's happening, guys? It's the Entry Point. I'm your host, Mr. Keenan. Got Foster Damas with me as always.
Yours truly.
Give you everything you want and you need to win week 5.
Fifth!
This upcoming week coming up right here, guys. Hope you enjoyed the little intro. Our boy Foster Damas was in the D-Town.
Actually Arlington, Texas.
Oh, Arlington.
I want to thank everybody that helped us out with the show. Arlington, Cowboys fans, Bears fans, everybody was great. You guys were gracious. Keep tuning into the Entry Point. Press that subscribe button. Let's get this going.
Right. And as always, you know, we give you some good poops every week. How many of them? That was 2.
2 of them.
And Willis McGahee succeeded.
Succeeded in them 2 deuces.
122 yards and a TD, 6 receptions for 23 yards. He was projected to go 11 points. Actually fulfilled a 22.5 point.
So he doubled up.
Fantasy.
Doubled up, like I said, 2 poops, Mr. Willis.
What
you talking about, Willis?
And then we have Cedric Benson. He went over his projection, but you know, he was gonna be like a second string type of starter.
That was like a 2. He was a running back 2 last week.
He gave you the 1 poop.
Benson got the 1 poop I asked for. Thank you, Cedric. They keep it rolling. Big Cedric's getting more acclimated to the offense. He's coming.
We had a couple of constipators that you also hit on.
Constipators.
You know, Santonio Holmes is done for the year.
Santonio!
Along with evidently every other Jet.
Every other Jet on the team. Almost. Might have a little taste this week.
Because my pickup of the week is Jeremy Curley.
Jeremy Curley. Wow. Jeremy Curley, you get thrown into the forefront with Santonio Holmes gone right now. You and young Stephen Hill when you catch the 49ers. No, I'm sorry. The Houston Texans. Basically the same team. Because that's another dominant defense that's going to come at you as hard as they can. But if Dirty Sanchez and his noodle arm have to throw to somebody, we'll give it to Curley this week.
Thank you, because I really hope that he starts studying out a little bit for me. We're going to say Golden Tate. I mean, I know his quarterback was negative points.
Negative fantasy points.
Leagues.
Negative.
And Golden Tate must not have had much either, so that was a
Golden
good
Tate
no call. He showed up week 3, week 4. Not there, just as Foster Damas predicted.
I told you, son!
Tried to tell him to say Cam Newton, and I hope they didn't listen.
Wow. Guess who listened to themselves? Me.
Oops.
Still won, though, so the rest of my team must be pretty squat.
Well, Buffalo defense was another good call.
Buffalo defense, sit them down. Wow, New England dropped 52 on them. You're up 21-7, and then all of a sudden you lose because New England drops 45 points in the second half.
Now, one of the guys we've been high on here for a while.
Yeah.
We really liked him. We got his nickname. You know, I feel like the mothership has stolen it from us because, I mean, the Red Rocket.
Red Rocket. Mr. Dalton himself.
He took 3 poops.
I let him down for 3 poops last week, and I consider 2 passing touchdowns and 1 rushing. That's 3 poops from Mr. Dalton. Give it to him.
26 points last week. That was 12 points over his projection.
Dalton, baby.
And I mean, you're
as long as AJ Green's healthy, and Jarvis Green-Elvis continues to pick up the carries to let that balanced offense continue, I'm riding with Dalton as my starter.
You might as well because you know AJ Green is the number 1 wideout in all leagues right now to pick up and play. So. We have a phone call, guys. Let's see what we got here. Let's see.
Chester from Unfudge, Kentucky.
Who is it? I'm sorry.
What was that?
Earl, I'm on the phone with them. This is Jerry Lee Chester from Unfudge, Kentucky. I had a question for the Entry Point and Foster Damas.
All right, Jerry Lee.
Nice. Go right ahead, sir.
All right. Well, being from Unsuch, Kentucky, there's only two things down here that we really like. First off is drinking whiskey, and the second is the Kentucky Wildcats. And that's exactly what I want to talk about. I've got two Wildcats on my team, and I'm deciding whether or not who I need to start. The first, of course, is Mr. Stevie Johnson out of Buffalo. Number 13, great wide receiver, greatest thing. He caught so many passes for the Kentucky Wildcats. And then second will be Mr. Randall Cobb, Mr. Do Everything for the Green Bay Packers. Both men, I'm stuck because both of them have great quarterback to throw to them. They're both, the number.
Great.
Well, in my opinion, the number one receivers on the team.
Of course.
And so I'll let y'all boys go right ahead and explain to me. Thank you very much. Go Cats.
Go Cats.
Well, thank you, Jimmy Lee. Appreciate that.
We do, Cobb is involved in that offense.
Very involved.
And
at some points. Depends on who they're playing.
The Colts defense is not doing very well. Traditionally.
Traditionally, no.
But they give up points. And
without Coach Chuck Pagano.
And Stevie is the number one receiver.
In Buffalo, yeah.
But they're playing at San Francisco. I mean, there's a lot of good receivers. Your boy Jennings is out. Cobb may play a bigger role.
But
I mean, really, you're gonna play him over Stevie? Like,
I'm gonna come in like this. I'm gonna go with the all-purpose guy, Mr. Wildcat, Mr. Kentucky Wildcat, Randall Cobb. I'm picking Cobb simply because he now moves to the 3-ish, maybe 2.5 option. Because he's going to be playing the slot for him, he's going to step in more with Jennings being out. Jordy, Donald Driver, and James Jones will still see their action, but you will see more of Cobb this week. So I'm going with Randall Cobb for you there, Jimmy Lee.
Nice. Thanks for the call, Jimmy Lee.
Jimmy Lee.
Congratulations on them Cats and the unibrow getting that trophy.
That national title. Basketball, not football, trust me.
Yeah, but that's all they really care about in Kentucky.
True.
And next up, we're going to go ahead and segue so smoothly into your stardoms, your poopers.
The poopers for this week.
Week 5.
5th.
How many poops do you got for Precious?
If you guys don't know about Precious, he's back in town. Precious is back. Rashard Mendenhall with a banged up Dwyer. Are you really going to trust Isaac Redmond? No. This guy's been rehabbing. They said he could have went week 1 if they needed him. He's ready to show up. Precious, I look for 2 poops this week, 16 carries, 84 yards, 2 TDs for Precious against the Philly Eagles.
Wow. That's pretty bold on him.
Week 1
back. First week back. But he's been practicing.
He's been full participant for 3 weeks now. Coming off a bye, he got healthy, passed that strength and conditioning test. It was mandatory for him to complete and be correct on, and he's ready to go. So it's Precious Mendenhall. It's time.
He was ready last week.
That's
kind of what he's trying to say here. Like, he was already ready.
Then they had a bye. Already.
And you know how Tomlin, he's a smart coach, man.
Tomlin's a great coach.
And he's not going to play Mendenhall unless he's ready. So if you have Mendenhall on your team, Daily Show, start him if you got him.
Bring him in.
Might as well play him, man. Might as well play him. He's on your squad, and you know he's a beast. Steve Smith. How many? 1 or 2?
We're going 2 poops, Steve Smith.
2 poops.
Steve Smith, the real Steve Smith, Carolina Panthers. Last week had a subpar week. I believe he had around 52 to 53 yards on 3 receptions.
Yep.
Nor his counterpart, Brandon LaFell, had no touches and didn't catch the ball, and Carolina only lost by 1. So, this week, Newton decided to show up and made me look stupid last week. He's not going to make me look stupid again this week. The combo's there. Here comes Steve Smith.
After 0 touchdowns.
For the whole season. Steve Smith shows up this week, guys.
You might be a little bit skeptic on whether or not you should play him, but this is the week that he shows up.
Here he comes.
Almost as if he's like Chris Johnson-esque.
Yeah,
You know,
very
because
Chris J-esque.
we're gonna eat some crow on that one because both of us was like, sit him down again
Against the Texans, and then he blows up
your
against the Texans.
superstar will show up eventually. And I mean, it might be 1 out of 4 weeks, but that 1 out of 4 weeks, they will probably win you that game.
That matchup. He's going to take care of it for
your
you.
matchup. They'll take care of it. So
Steve Smith, 2 poops, getting in the zone.
Mario who? I don't know. Houston does not care about anybody named Mario, evidently, because
Obviously.
their defense.
Their defense is off the charts, guys. If you're not watching them, tune in. J.J. Watt is the reason they said, Mario, go ahead and take a walk. Brian Cushing, that secondary is much improved, vastly improved. And in the division they play in the AFC South, Houston's going to keep on trucking.
Houston's looking good. Undefeated. And not looking to stop anytime soon.
No.
Who they got this week?
Houston, you know who Houston's got.
Oh, it's them J-E-T.
The Jets. Jets.
The scoreless Jets. I mean, they don't score the ball. They don't get in the end zone.
Like I said previously last week, I called the 49ers the Texans and vice versa. Their defense is very similar. They play a similar style. They got nice defensive ends, guys that get off the ball. Linebackers will get in your face with Cushing, and a secondary that is coming into their own, ready to dominate. You, Mr. Mark Sanchez. Yes, you. Unless Tebow's starting, which I'd love to see it. But get out of here, Mark Sanchez. Here come the Texans.
All right. Next up, we got a guy. There's a running back for. Well, evidently, there's 2 running backs for New England now because
2 of them.
Stephen Ridley damn near beat my team single-handedly last week. I suffered another loss, which is something I'm not really wanting to get into. But Stephen Ridley had 22 carries for 106 yards and 2 TDs.
Ridley, 2 touches.
So that is obvious. If you got him, you probably want to keep him going. Obviously, right?
If he's going to see the ball, because I think Belichick has realized he needs to run the ball more. That's what he wasn't doing in their 2 losses. Now go ahead and segue
but
into the
now,
other back.
next up, we got Brandon Bolden, who also had 16 carries.
16 touches for this guy. Actually,
137 yards and a TD last week.
Brandon Bolden.
He actually had more yards rushing than Stephen Ridley, who is the big hype right now. But what about Brandon Bolden?
Brandon Bolden coming in, he averaged, actually, Mr. Keenan, 8.6 yards per carry last week on 16 touches. Yes, they were, in the lead against Buffalo, but that's things to come. Belichick has realized this is not the same offensive line, not the same core I've had forever. He does have a lot of weapons, but with Gronkowski banged up, Hernandez banged up, he's going to use that play action more and using that run to set up the pass for Mr. Brady. And that run sets up the pass, and it also helps to keep Brady off his back because he was getting hit a lot, guys. So, Bolden, if you got him, I'm going with 2 poops of Bolden this week. Back again for the first time. Bolden flexing up on you with about 91 yards on 14 touches, 1 TD. Lay it down for Mr. Bolden. If you got a flex play or you're in some trouble, snag him up. He's owned in only like 39% of leagues. But it's climbing, guys, so keep going.
Oh, yeah, he's going. Another guy that's climbing, that's one of your, if I was to say your pickup of the week, which is actually one that Foster Damas did get this week in our You Call It League.
Oh, yeah.
What's his name, sir? And tell me a little bit about him.
Andre Roberts. Check out this guy's numbers. I believe, Mr. Keenan, if I'm correct, this gentleman has more TDs than Calvin Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
This gentleman has more TDs than who else we got over there?
Fitzy.
And Larry Fitz's counterpart. Yes, Michael Floyd, you definitely haven't shown up yet to be correct in your number 2 wideout spot. And Andre Roberts must be loved by Kevin Club. This guy's got 4 TDs on the season thus far. So basically,
53% owned.
53% owned. So if you're in a jam this week and looking for a guy maybe to settle out the rest of the year for you and end up scoring about 9 or 10 touchdowns, Andre Roberts is your guy out of Arizona.
Pickup of the week.
Pickup of the week could end up being a nice pickup for the year as far as touchdowns scored by wideouts.
Next up, we talked about him last week, and Danny Amendola.
Danny Amendola.
If you got a PPR league going for you, and you don't
PPR, by the way,
Danny Amendola.
means points per reception for you novice guys out there.
Excuse me. If it is a PPR league, you must start Danny Amendola. And if you aren't by now, it's your own damn fault.
It's your fault.
Okay.
You're losing. You're not playing Amendola.
Now, after we got that out of our system.
Okay, sorry. I kind of like it, Danny Amendola. I like his name.
It's fun to say. There's
Danny Amendola. Yeah.
Danny Amendola. Danny Amendola.
Danny.
I don't know. I don't know why. I'd play him over Calvin. I mean, he's got just the same. I mean, actually, he's done just as well as
Calvin Johnson.
And Calvin is a must start, but Danny Amendola might be on your bench. And it's not going to change, guys.
No.
It's not going to change because Danny Amendola, as long as he's healthy, if you paid attention last year when he was healthy.
The year before, actually, he missed all last season.
Right. The year before last, if you pay attention and you've been involved for a while,
right.
You know the dude's a beast, and he is
the
good.
dude catches balls, he gets open, he's a great route runner. Amendola.
Constipators of the week.
Constipators of the week. You ate what I ate when I was out in Arlington because I'm a little stopped up other than this beer, guys.
We're going to set it off with, a guy, he's still recovering from injury. Matt Forte, I mean, you can't, are you going to start him this week?
Guys, I watched it. I watched it, firsthand when I was out in Arlington. He's not 100%. He's probably not even 80%. He's playing around 70, 75% right now and was limited again today. That guy, if I have any other options right now, because Bush is going to still carries, but if Cutler keeps throwing the ball around, it almost makes him obsolete to play him until he's probable and fully healthy on your team. Sit Forte down this week. No poo for you.
None. And, you always want to try to sit down your players on the road, because they're in Jacksonville. Granted, Jacksonville is Jacksonville.
Correct.
But it's still a road game.
It's a road game.
If you're trying to get rid of some road games on your lineup,
sit Forte.
Sit Forte.
It'll help you out. You'll thank me later.
And then we got another guy. He's questionable for Thursday night. Slacking Jackson. He's really slacking on his recovery. So.
Slacking Steven Jackson. He's always game time decision or questionable.
For his whole career.
Career, but he did have multiple 1,000-yard rushing seasons. However, Slacking Jackson.
0 TDs. No touchdowns. He's averaging 50 yards a game. And you're spending early round picks on him. Top four rounds.
Top 4 rounds. Jackson probably went in the mid-second to early third in rounds this year.
If you're lucky, and then you wouldn't feel so bad.
Yeah, exactly. If he was good. But this week, if you're looking at those starters and they're supposed to be great, you got to sit Slacking down. Constipated.
Plus, it's a Thursday night game.
He's not
Arizona's on fire.
Zona's on fire. That's why Andre Roberts comes out and goes, and burns him up, baby.
All right, now we're going to move on to some wideouts for you.
Okay.
The dude's a beast. I mean, he's a physical specimen. Looks like he's from a lab. But Kenny Britt is another sitter for you.
Sit down, Kenny Britt. He hasn't recovered fully from his injury, nor does he have any rapport with Matt Hasselbeck. I don't even think they like each other.
Right.
Hasselbeck doesn't like that cocky persona, and Britt just shows nothing but that.
Even when Britt was healthy, when Hasselbeck was the quarterback,
exactly.
He's seen limited.
So limited catches. Step on back, Mr. Britt. Sit him on your bench. Wait until he has that breakout game before you put him back in your lineup. He's constipated. Sit him down.
Quarterbacks,
the QBs, baby.
Ding.
Ding! Ooh! He's swinging back and forth. Because you know who needs to sit down? This week, for you, he's had a too good to be true beginning of the season.
8
TDs, back.
Only 1 pick, 8 TDs this year, but faces the 3-1 Philadelphia Eagles.
Here come the Eagles, and they will disrupt Big Ben. They're going to come to a run-first offense this week because they know if they run the ball against Philly, they can succeed. You're going to have to ground and pound Philly. Ben will have trouble with their coverages, their corners. Rogers Cromartie, Osimo, playing the zone now, which they're tailored to. They will have difficulty. If you have any other options, this is the week that Big Ben disappoints you, fantasy owners. Constipated. Sit him down.
No poops.
Oh, they're trying so hard for this one. Nope.
Martellus Bennett versus Cleveland as your tight end. Set him.
Sit him down. Martellus Bennett put up 0 points last week. And he gives me no inclination he's going to do it this week. They're big on Hickson. And plus, Cleveland plays great against a tight end, reference back to last Thursday versus Pitta, who again blanked out.
We're going to move on to the defense. Atlanta defense at Washington. RG3 is on fire. Atlanta is one of your top defensive plays. You're saying set him.
Sit him down this week. Sit him down. Griffin is going to take advantage of them. His speed is going to, plus his pocket presence, will counteract the speed of their linebackers and the blitzing schemes they want to run. Mike Smith, you better be listening to me. If I were you, I'd sit your own defense. Oh, no, Atlanta.
Last week, let's see. Hang on, one more. I was kind of curious about this. It was in my cliff notes there. You really think that Indianapolis Colts are going to beat up on Green Bay and score some points a little bit? You think you should set Green Bay?
If you have another option, if you're playing two defenses, you pick two up. Play your better matchup, but be surprised. Do not be surprised to see Bruce Arians and the Colts team rally around Chuck Pagano, the feeling of that around the locker room. They're going to play for Chuck this week. They're going to put the points up on the Packers.
You guys are awesome. You like it?
Subscribe, baby.
Welcome to the entry point. We're going to give you everything you need to win
Your fantasy league.
every week.
Every week.
Thank you all for watching,
Listen
guys.
up. Thank you so much.
We're going to end it like we always do. Last week, Foster Damas here gave you 11 wins and only 4 losses. Drastic improvement from last week.
I'll keep getting better.
But that's what we do.
That's how we
keep
do
getting
it.
better.
Subscribe.
Now, I'm going to grab my pen, and I'm going to go ahead and give you another 11 wins, maybe 4 losses. That's winning money.
Let's go.
Arizona, St. Louis.
Arizona, St. Louis. I'm
Thursday.
going with Zona on Thursday night. Andre Roberts.
Miami, Cincy.
Miami, Cincy. Red Rocket. Take him again.
Cleveland, Giants.
Cleveland and the Giants. I'm going to surprise everybody here. Trent Richardson has a career day. Cleveland.
I need it. Trent Richardson, you need to score like 100 points because evidently you're the only one on my team that can score points.
Cleveland's defense steps up and gives Eli all he wants.
Green Bay at Indy.
Green Bay and Indy, I'm going with Rodgers in the pack. As much as I'd like to take you, Luck, the bye week wasn't enough for me. I'm tatted up and everything. Green Bay.
Philly, Pittsburgh.
Philly, Pittsburgh. I'm going with a Philly.
Road game. He's taking road teams again for you guys.
Road team winners.
Teams are going to win this week. Ravens at Kansas City.
Ravens at Kansas City, no question. Flacco, Ray Rice, Bolden.
Another road win.
Another road W.
Get ready because you know how it is. If you pay attention to gambling, you know some weeks it seems like every road team wins.
Shows up.
And it's looking like it right now. So far, we got 5 out of 6 games that I've given Foster Damas. He's already picked road winners.
5th.
Get ready. Make some money because
Week 5.
You can make some money on these spreads too. Pay attention.
Pay attention.
Atlanta, Washington.
Atlanta, Washington. I'm going with RG3. We'll take a home team. Griffin.
Chicago, Jacksonville.
Cutler still stays with it. Their defense prevails, makes Gabbert look stupid. Bears.
Seattle, Carolina.
And that is at Carolina. So I'm going to ride with Newton's improvement from last week. Ride with the team. Panthers.
Seattle's defense. Buffalo, San Francisco.
Buffalo and San Fran. The train keeps rolling in San Francisco, baby. Trolley says,
they're bad.
Choo-choo.
They're bad. Denver, New England. Might be the game of the week.
Oh, it's definitely
we
game of the week.
finally get to see it. We finally get to see it again. We've been missing out on Peyton Manning.
Manning versus Brady.
And we got it again. Thank you, NFL.
High-scoring game. Manning sneaks it out in the last 2 minutes. Broncos.
Chargers and 0-4 New Orleans.
Chargers 0-4 New Orleans.
Are they going to get it? Are they going to get it?
Yeah, they're going to get it this week, baby. The New Orleans Saints. Here comes Drew Brees. he breaks Johnny Unitas' touchdown record consecutively, and that's gonna make Philip Rivers cry.
Thing is how are they going to lose on that night?
They don't lose.
You can't lose.
I
that
just
night.
told you they ain't losing.
It's 48 games now. It'll be 48 games in a row. Drew Brees is throwing a touchdown pass, and it'll pass up Johnny
I believe
Unitas.
it's 76.
Huh? No, it's
48.
Yeah.
I've been drinking. Let's go.
Nice. And they're not going to lose, guys. So
No.
you can go ahead and
Take New Orleans.
Titans in Minnesota.
Titans in Minnesota. I'm gonna go with Ponder thus far again. Still,
I mean, they've been looking good. The Vikings got a lot of weapons. They got a lot of X-Men in there.
Yeah, the Vikings have some X-Men. Peterson is the X-Man himself. I'm going with Minnesota.
Percy.
Ooh.
Houston and the Jets.
Houston and the Jets.
And the reeling Jets.
And the reeling Jets.
As they are every year.
Every year, cry, cry, cry. This is going to be a repeat of what they saw last week against San Fran. They're going to get beat up.
By the 4-0, soon to be 5-0.
Soon to be 5-0. Texans.
Franchise record as of already, right now, 4-0. They've already broke the start. So, I feel it too. I'm hoping that Andre catches more than 2 passes.
Arians going to crush.
Guys, you all are awesome for listening.
Thank you so much.
And I hope you all win, and I hope you all keep on watching.
Keep watching the point.
Because
subscribe.
we are giving you the best knowledge that we can possibly give you.
We're doing homework
every week. We do the homework for you.
Do the homework for you.
Pay attention for 20 minutes, and we got it for you.
Giving it to you.
The entry point.
Thank you so much, guys, especially the new fans. Peace.